Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. We're waiting for our rocket to come back from the second asteroid. It'll be back here in 0.7 cycles. I think I turned my music off again. Sorry about that. There we go. What happened here? Liquid pipe is pending repair. Why does it need repairing? Melting point is 1400 degrees. It's only 120. I'm not sure what happened to it. Oh. I know what happened to it. That should, I should have made that with insulated pipe. Because the water inside it is getting too hot. And it's turning into steam inside the pipe. That is the problem. I should have made that out of insulated pipe, or maybe what I could do is just put a shutoff valve back here rather than automating the vent itself. That way the water can drain out from that section of the pipe. Although then the pipe is just going to get hot. Let's see. Yeah, I could do that. I would have to break this open again. Well, I'll leave it for now. If I crack this open again, then I'll do that. I mean, if it gets to the point that it breaks, I'll have to crack it open to repair it. And if I do that, then I'll put a shutoff valve out here. Like I said, my concern there is that maybe the pipe will get very hot and it might still vaporize when we start to use the pipe again. I guess there's not much we can do about that. I could have put the vent here so that it's closer to the wall. That probably would have helped. And I could make one insulated tile there. That probably wouldn't have too much of a negative impact. Okay, looks like our rocket's coming back. Let's make sure we get home safely, and then we're going to start to go to the next set of destinations that are 20,000 kilometers away. And for that, we're going to need to change the configuration of the rocket. Because with just a steam engine by itself, you can't get past that first ring. No matter how late you make the rocket or how much steam you put in it, it just doesn't give you enough power to get out there. Where is it? Here it comes. I could probably put a little bit of a delay on opening the doors. Okay, fabulous. So we got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 200, 300. That's 320 data banks. Let's open that so our guy can get out. Didn't waste any time. I'll unassign for the moment. Let me see. I want to see why those data banks are still sitting there, because I think they should have come down to my container. Okay, there's 40 in here. Maybe they're just waiting for somebody to go fetch them. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a moment and we'll switch over to... Well, first let's choose our next destination, okay? Alright, so we've checked out these two. The good news is that both of these have some materials, advanced materials that we can make use of. One of those is isoresin. Isoresin will allow us to make visco gel, which is a very viscous liquid that we can use to make, among other things, we can make a liquid seal in a door, you know, as an airlock with in the width of a single tile. You can stack it on top of itself. So that'll come in handy. And then this asteroid has fullerene, which you can use to make supercoolant, which is a coolant that has a very high specific heat. I think at least twice as much as polluted water does. The good thing about that is that the aqua tuner will reduce the temperature of whatever you run through it by 14 degrees. It doesn't matter what the liquid is, it'll reduce it by 14 degrees when it goes through. So if you send through a fluid that has a very high heat capacity, the aqua tuner is essentially working more efficiently than if you run through a liquid that has a lower heat capacity, because that 14 degree difference with a high heat capacity liquid gets rid of a lot more heat than running through something with less heat capacity. So the fullerene will be good for that. So eventually we'll send some rockets out here to collect those materials. But for now, let's go out to this next set. And we can really, I mean, we'll need to look at all of them. So we could start with this one. We could start with this one over here, for example. First, let's select our rocket, then select the destination so it switches. Okay, so this one is 20,000 kilometers away. So I'm going to pause for a moment and then we'll... Okay, so this is the calculator I mentioned in the last episode. Hopefully you can see this. So what we're going to do is figure out how to get to what we need for 20,000 kilometers using a steam engine. Okay. So we'll have 0 cargo bays. I'm going to want at least 5 or 6 of these research bays. I'll put 5 to start with, and let's see what it tells us we need. Okay, distance is going to be 20,000. We're going to use oxalite as an oxidizer. And see, you can see right now it's telling me that it's unreachable. So with just steam, you can't get farther than 10,000 meters, 10,000 kilometers. If we add a solid booster, now we can get out to 20,000 with 809 kilograms of steam if I add a solid booster. So I've got, well, let's see, I've got 7 research modules right now. So I can remove one of them, replace it with a solid booster, and that way I'll be able to get to 20,000 meters with 886 kilograms of steam. All right, let's go back in the game. Okay, so hopefully that worked and you could see what I was doing. All right, so let's go back up to our rocket. So what we're going to do now is we are going to disassemble this research module so that we can replace it with a solid rocket booster. I'm going to need to delete those 2 ladder sections so that I can add another gantry, because we're going to need the gantry in order to load the fuel into the solid booster. And this is why we make it 7 high, because it's fairly easy to replace parts of the rocket. Okay, so we'll put that gantry right there. And then, oh, I haven't researched it yet. Oh, okay. We're nearly there. Let's make sure that the research is ongoing. And it appears that it is. Okay, so we'll let that continue. And then as soon as that's done, then I can build the solid rocket booster. In the meantime, we can start making some oxalite, because the rocket booster will take 400 kilograms of oxalite. Okay, so let's come down here to our little factory. And what we're going to need is an oxalite refinery. And it looks like we can put that right here. Why can't I put it there? Probably... Yeah, I guess I've got two options, there or there. Alright, so we'll put that right there. And we can add a little bit of cooling as well. The oxalite refinery makes 12 kilodTUs per second of heat, compared to a metal refinery which makes 16. Our glass forge makes 16, so it's not going to get quite as hot as these other machines, but it might still want some... Oh, I don't want to make that out of lead. That would be silly. I really need to start paying attention to my materials more. Alright, let's make it out of steel. There we go. So let's expand our cooling loop a bit. So we'll grab some of these radiant pipes and just run it like that. And then I'll delete that little section so that 100% of the fluid goes through the loop. Okay, research is done. So let's go back up here and add our solid fuel thruster. That's going to go right there. What is that made of? I should have checked. Okay, that can only be made from steel. So there we go. Oh, and this is going to need oxygen, of course. So fortunately we have some flowing past us right there. So we'll tap into that line. We'll put a gas bridge. We can make that out of... I guess I'll just make it out of sandstone. And then... rather than insulated pipe, I will just use granite pipe, because this is chilled oxygen. So we might as well take advantage of that to help with the cooling, since that oxygen is going to get consumed over here anyway. Okay, and then let's add a little bit of automation as well. Alright, so I'm going to put a bin. I've got an auto sweeper here that will help us with the materials. This is going to need some gold. So let's put 2 of those there. Does oxalite off-gas if it is in a storage bin? That is a question I have in my mind. Let me check that for a moment. No. I mean, yes, it does off-gas, even while it's in a storage bin. Okay, so let's... Why can't I put it... Oh, I can't put tiles there because of the wire. Okay, let's deconstruct this tile. cancel that. Let's see, will this reach there? No. Okay, let's deconstruct that tile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bin underneath there. We'll need to put another tile below it, of course. Okay, for this one, we're going to want gold. I haven't made any gold yet, so let's refine some gold. Actually, let's use this one. Gold amalgam to gold. I'll make, I don't know, 50. Okay. So we'll put that there. I'm going to have to delete this one momentarily, so I can put a pitcher pump here and drop some water into that tile. Okay, and then we'll filter this for oxalate. And I'm going to set the limit at 5,000. Let's get a bottle emptier. And we'll put some liquid in there. Plain water should do the trick, and I think probably just 200 kilograms will be enough. But I'll let it fill up most of the way, just so we can make sure. Okay, so this is just waiting for us to have enough gold. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna reset the filter on this for a moment, because what I want to do is I want to see which tile the oxalate falls on when it comes out of the machine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pressure plate there, so that when the bin is full, because the auto sweeper is going to pick it up and put it in this bin, and then when the bin is full, the oxalate will fall onto the plate, and with that we can turn off the machine. That means the bin's full and we don't want to make any more. And by doing that, I can run this without one of these smart storage bins, which creates heat and consumes electricity. The smart storage bin consumes 60 watts of power all the time. So this way we can do something similar without having to spend any resources on it. Okay, let's see if I got my oxygen flowing. Okay, I do. Let's put some priority on this. Whoa. Was that me? Why did that become a top priority all of a sudden? Okay. That's okay. We can... That can be a 5. That's weird. I'm not quite sure why that happened. I'm also not quite sure why it didn't close faster than it did. Maybe I was out of power. No. Okay, well, that's strange. Okay, so the oxalate drops right there. Okay, so let's set this to hold the oxalate. Then the sweeper should pick that up, drop it in there, and hopefully it won't off gas. Okay, we need to pick up that lead. And then I'm going to deconstruct that tile. We will place a weight plate in its place. We just made that out of steel. I think that's not necessary. Let's save the steel. Weight plate. We'll make it out of iron. And then automation wire, I will also make out of iron. Hang on. Sends a green signal if toggled on. So we need to send this through. We need to send this through a NOT gate. There we go. Okay, so now we can see we have 81.3 kilograms of oxalite, and if it's not turning into oxygen, it should stay at 81.3 as long as it's in there. There we go. Nice. And then this is, as long as somebody keeps bringing gold to that, this is essentially automatic. Nice. Okay, so let's go back up to our rocket. Our solid fuel thruster is done. We need to bring it... Let's give this a priority of 8. We need to bring it 400 kilograms of iron. And we also need... How much fuel was it? We need 886 kilograms of steam. Okay. All right, so let's turn this on. And hopefully if we keep things moving, that'll prevent the pipe from completely destroying itself. Okay, now it also needs oxalite. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's 400 kilograms, but it doesn't really say exactly how much you need. But I think it's 400 kilograms of iron, and it should be 400 kilograms of oxalite. And then what I'll do is once it's loaded, I'll just disassemble the gantry, because it's probably quicker than hooking it up to power and automation and everything. Although I am going to need that anyway. Yeah, we'll go ahead and hook it up. All right. Let's see. So that's steel. That's a steel power line, which is coming from here. All right, so we'll connect that. And then for automation, what I'm going to do is I am going to place a filter gate and then I'll send that automation wire first to the filter gate and then down here to the second gantry. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because the gantry pulls 1200 watts, and this circuit is only rated for a maximum of 2000. So what I'll do is I'll just program a delay on this filter gate so that it'll open or close this one first, and then when that's done, then the second one will start, and that way it won't try to pull 2400 watts through the wire. Okay. So again, I'll wait till this gets up to close to 800, and then I'll shut off the pumps, and we'll let the pipe empty out. Yeah, and then I'll have to put in that shut-off valve in there. Or I could just change the logic and allow more water in. Whoops. Sorry about that. Although if I let too much water in, then it's just not going to get, we won't make steam at all. So I think having no water inside this chamber is really what we're after, right? Otherwise we're going to have a hard time making steam. Solid fuel combustion is complete. Okay, yeah, we knew that already. Okay, and it looks like we just need a little tiny bit more oxalite. We've got 398.4. $399.7. All right, we're getting close. And how are we doing on Steam? We're getting there. And now I'm out of power again. How am I running out of power? Well, probably just because I'm running these pumps nonstop. I don't know. I think these batteries should be lasting a lot longer. And now the doors are opening. Why are the doors opening? Oh, yeah, because they don't have any power. That's why. They don't have power, so they can't scan, and they can't send the signal that there's an asteroid or meteor shower going on right now. Well, and of course it's not going to close again either. So I might as well just let it open all the way. Otherwise I'm not going to get any power, and then they'll close, and then I still won't have any power. I just have to figure out a way to prevent this system from running out of power. I don't know if I need more batteries or what. Probably I do. What I'm thinking of doing is expanding over this way more and just adding more, just to have more solar panels and batteries. Okay, I'm probably going to have to start clearing this manually. Okay, so this has got what it needs, excuse me. Let's get that done, please. Huh, and it's nighttime. Perfect. Well, that'll give us a chance to clear this regolith out of the way so we can get some power. And then we'll be able to launch our rocket. Have we got the steam we need? Not yet. guys. Please. All right, there we go. All right, let's go ahead and get our astronaut loaded in, and we'll get ready to go. I probably need more protection over on this side. Oh, not enough materials. Okay, I need more steel. But I'm going to start building a wall down here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shut this off then. And it should fill the rest of the way up just with what's in the pipe. And then we can open our vent as well. So the rest will vent out. Okay, and we should be ready to go. We're just waiting for our pilot. Let's make this a priority 8. Because when I say to get in the capsule, I want to get in that capsule before just about anything else. Okay. Let's open the doors. These are for the doors, right? Yeah. Okay, double check our destination. Alright, so as soon as the doors are open, we can issue the launch command, and this will be a first time for me using this solid fuel thruster. I'm curious to see how well it works. I mean, I'm sure it's going to work fine. Alright, launch rocket. Very cool. Okay, that wall is not going to protect this structure though, is it? That's okay. I'm gonna extend this all the way down, and because eventually I want to build another silo next to it. I should have enough room. I'm gonna need, what, 8 tiles? Well, at least more like 9, let's say 11 tiles. Okay, that chair might be in the way. Yeah, I need at least 9 tiles. So I've got 8 tiles for the 2 doors. Plus 2 for the gantry and 1 for the ladder. So I need a minimum of 11 tiles. Yeah, which puts that little chair in the way. Unless we can make the rocket not quite as tall. Because my second rocket will be to go and pick up materials from the things that we're exploring. Yeah, that's not fun. Well, all the more reason to do this, right? That also means I'm going to need a lot more steel. And I have no power down here either. Coal's not loading. power system's a mess. Next time I play this game, I'm going to do a much better job designing the power. See, in here I've got conveyor receptacles full of coal. I've got auto sweepers. And they don't do anything. They don't always work. I'm not sure why. I set the priority of the receptacles really low, so it should be clear that the material should go from here to there, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Okay. Steel. We're out of lime. We should not be out of lime because I see an eggshell sitting right there. How are we doing on fossil? I don't have any fossil. So let's see if we can dig up more fossil. Where would be the best place to do that? Fossils, the orange stuff. Okay, there's a bunch over here. And there's a bunch over here. And looks like maybe even more over that way. Actually, there's some right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. So let's just work our way over there. Yeah, let's just dig it all up. And there's some over this way as well. Oh no, that's lead, actually. Oh, that's okay. And we can actually dig 3 tiles below the ladder, so we'll just start digging out as much as we can. I've got natural gas in there. I think I'd prefer not to let that out. So we'll leave that in place. There's quite a lot of it in there. I might be able to make use of that and generate some extra electricity. Okay, and then there's a bunch of fossil down here as well. So we could try digging down this way. And then we can dig all that out. A little bit of neutronium there. We'll grab that obsidian too. That's good to have. And lead is really nice to have early in the game because it's already refined when you dig it up, and that's somewhat hard to come across. Refined metal is kind of hard to come across in the early game. But as you can see, as we get farther and farther into it, temperature becomes more of an issue, and then it's not quite as useful since it melts if you just look at it wrong. Dig that out. That's obsidian too. I guess I can just leave this little volcano-like thing just floating in space. Alright, and we can dig over this way. We can get out that fossil. And that. Okay, and that should help us for a while. Okay, and we'll keep cranking out the oxalite because we're gonna be using a lot of that in the next phase too. Right, so speaking of the next phase is we need to have petroleum up top in order to fuel the rockets. So we're going to have to start working on plumbing a petroleum line all the way up there, which is going to take some doing. Jeez. So I think we can just follow the transit tube up for the most part. Alright, so let's start running some petroleum piping. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a pain, but we can make it. What's this? Okay, that's for polluted water. I can actually get rid of all that. Except this little section here, I'll use that. Actually, I'll keep all of this. But I will... Yeah, we'll just cut out that part there. Keep the ladder. Okay. How hot is this stuff? 36 degrees. It doesn't say what temperature it comes out as. I guess it probably comes out at the same temperature as the oil going in it, right? That is definitely an interesting path for the oil to take. I'm just trying to decide if I should insulate the pipe. I suppose I should, because the oil's going to be getting more and more hot as time goes on. So we'll do this with insulated pipe. I'm not sure what's the best material to use for insulated pipe. I mean, obsidian, obviously. But I wonder what's better, granite or igneous. Thermal conductivity 0.1 on the granite and 0.063 on the igneous rock. Okay, so we're going to make it out of igneous rock. That'll have less heat coming out. Okay, and I'm going to have to replace all this anyway then. All the way up to there, and then we'll have to jump over, and then I'll figure out what to do with it once it reaches that point. And we need a liquid bridge right there. Okay. I should probably mop up some of that liquid in there. I don't know why I've got so much. Let's not mess with that though. Yeah, so with the visco gel, we could do away with all this, and you can just put some visco gel in between those two tiles and just walk through it like it's a door. That way this whole thing is only one tile wide. Okay, let's see how our rocket is doing. Alright, this is better. Have I got more steel? I have slightly more steel than I did before. So actually I'm going to need to build a ladder there, aren't I? Obsidian. Yeah, the ladder is actually going to have to be here. Okay, unfortunately I have a lot of obsidian still. There we go. And that'll help us build this wall. But I do definitely need more steel. I already have some queued up. I'll queue up even more. But what we really need is lime. Unfortunately, that's our bottleneck. Now, one thing that can help us is to find one of these planets that has steel. Invariably, some of them will have steel. And then, yeah, this one, for example, has a lot of steel. So probably one of the first destinations for the cargo rocket is going to be this one. So I can start bringing back steel so that I don't have to try to make it. Unfortunately, the cargo rocket is only going to bring back 2,000 kilograms at a time, so it's not going to be a terribly impressive quantity of steel that we get back, even when we're doing that. Right, so if I have to wait 15 cycles to get for a rocket to get out there and bring back 24% of 2,000 kilograms, which is what, about 500 kilograms of steel. It's, you know, it'll help, but it's certainly not the answer to our problems. I wish there was like a lime asteroid. That's what I really would like. Now, yeah, I might need to get more serious about poke shell farming so that we can make lime from the shells. That's bleach stone. That kind of looked like fossil. Oh, there's a bunch of fossil right here. Salt water. That's salt water. Okay, so let's dig this out. Okay, well, it'll be 2 more cycles before the rocket comes back. We've already seen how that works, so I don't think we necessarily need to wait to watch it again. So I'm going to leave you now. Oh, here's a way that we can get some steel. We can deconstruct that. We can make some ladders out of mafic rock. And we can deconstruct these windows. I think these give us 400 kilograms each. So we'll take those apart. I don't think there's, yeah, besides the door and those things, there's really nothing else that we can disassemble to get steel from, unfortunately. Right, the monument is not deconstructible. I think I may have mentioned before that there's a mod that you can use to destroy all these decorations in here. Otherwise, they're just going to be left floating in space. This drywall is obsidian, which is good to have. Although I already have quite a bit, so I don't think I'll take it apart just yet. But yeah, see, we got 400 kilograms of steel from one window. So that's definitely worth doing. Scavenging this place. You know, and then you can start taking out the drywall. If you just select background buildings, we can take out all that drywall, and that'll give us a lot of obsidian. The tiles as well are obsidian, so we can destroy the tiles. So if you guys aren't too hung up on achievements, I think maybe for this playthrough, well, I mean, we'll see if we need the space. I mean, I do need some space, and I think that chair is going to be in the way. So I think I will install the mod next time, just so we can delete some of this stuff, at least some of the stuff right here, to make sure I have plenty of room for my next rocket. But yeah. Generally, I don't really want to play with mods on this playthrough. Alright, well, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.